This is the Finesse Media Podcast.
It's in progress, man. Welcome back to another episode of the Finesse Media Podcast, Season 7. And as I mentioned to y'all, for 7 seasons, and as the episode that just aired, I've been bringing people on that's finessing the game. And this season, or in this episode, people who I handpicked that really, I just say, man, you're dope as heck. And either you came on the podcast before or this is your first time, but you cannot let this season end without being on. So you see him, you saw his picture, you heard the bio, man. He has been finessing the game for many years. If you love food, and I know a lot of my followers do, welcome to the podcast. For the first time, though, he's joined the podcast as a brother that's finessing the game. Also, my brother in Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. And for you Arkansas people, he's your Arkansas native, Chef Daniel, man. What's going on, bro? Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me, bro.
Man,
appreciate
you.
Yeah.
I told you offline, and I'll say it again, handpicking people, bro, for this season is certainly more critical than ever. And to have you on, listen, and you said it also offline, it was the pandemic, absolutely. So no secret, this brother's supposed to have been on 5 years ago. But you're back, or you're here, man, so I appreciate that. So, yeah, bro, how you been?
Man, I won't complain. Out here grinding every day, just making sure I get to keep going.
Yeah,
turned 45 Monday.
Hey, yeah, that's it.
Had a cousin say that's half of 90.
Happy belated birthday, bro. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. You did hit me up and say, man, I got a birthday coming up on Monday. You said Monday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then so we couldn't lock it in then. So to have you here, certainly right after your birthday, that means you're still on fire, you're still in the kitchen cooking, man. Yeah. What did you do, man? Real quick, what was the birthday experience like? I know you're a dad too.
I actually went to Fred had gave me some tickets to the Mavericks game. He had season courtside tickets sitting right there behind the bench, so I got to see Kyrie go down. Unfortunately, but yeah, I was at the game and right there, watched the Mavericks and the Kings play. Got to see Arkansas native Malik Monk, and so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's what's up, man. No, that's definitely dope. Birthdays are certainly special. And in this season, I'm doing something at the top of the episode that's different from previous seasons. And then at the end of the episode, everybody know I asked that legendary question, who's that person for you that's finessing the game? So I'll get that from you later in this episode. So be thinking about that. But at the top of this episode, just like I did with my previous guest, what I'm doing is asking my guests before you, leave a question for the next finesse. What question would you want to ask the next finesse and have that finesse to answer? So real quick, man, I'm going to let you listen to the question from our previous guest, Dr. Celeste DuBois. She got a question for you, man, and you be prepared to answer. All right, let's check it out.
What is your biggest fear, just in life? It doesn't have anything to do with business. What is your biggest fear? And now that you know it, what can you do to fix it? What can you do to move past it? What can you do to rise above it? That would be my next question.
Yeah, man. So y'all just saw it. And shout out to Dr. Celeste. For y'all who don't know, Dr. Celeste is Selena Johnson's sister, but she is doing her thing. So yeah, that's her question to you, bro.
Okay. I think my biggest fear is having to bury my child. I don't know if that's too deep, but yeah, just in today's society, just with so much that's going on, it's totally different. The world is different than what we grew up in, where we were playing outside and we were more connected to each other and to the community and to the neighborhoods that we grew up in. But now it's all social media. You don't know half the people, they don't know them and they don't understand the circumstances a lot of times that they put themselves in by just liking a social media post or following a certain person, and different things like that, or requesting a friendship. And so it's so much more danger. And I fear that. And the way that I'm hoping to prevent it is to teach my kids, to do the right thing, to always be aware, be alert, make sure you're making the right decision, not the decision that everybody else is making. Just make sure that it's the right decision. So it's a little tough, got teenagers, but hopefully it'll all be ingrained and they'll move forward with it later in life. keep going with it.
No, that's real. That's real, man. As I, mentioned, you're a dad, and I think one of the things about being a parent, and I think I heard someone say what I don't know who said it, so I can't remember, but what they said about something about becoming a parent just develops some fearless in you, and there's some about that. I guess you want to protect the only living thing outside yourself. It's like that's your heart outside your body, and that fear of that person, as you put it, dying. But even if there's illness or there's any loss that they incur, you really want to come in and protect them. And I think as a parent, you develop that. It's something about you want to come in and become a rescuer and a warrior when you are a parent. It's something that just happens innately, I think, when you become a parent. And not to say you don't have that when you're not a parent and you don't love your nieces and cousins, but it is something about being that parent. Right. So I totally understand that. And that is one of your biggest fears. And something about that will kind of lead up to my next question about competition and collaboration, because as you know, as being in the brotherhood, man, we come together as brothers to collaborate in our communities, Phi Beta Sigma fraternity, and what we do throughout the, outside of the communities, we collaborate. But competition can also kind of find its way to kind of intersect in that way. So my question, I guess, as it relates to competition and collaboration, is a big debate in any industry, quite honestly. So in your experience, Fred, what is better? How can I phrase it? When is it better to compete, and when is it better to collaborate?
I think with me, I think the competition is daily. But it's with no one outside of myself. Whenever I think of competition, I don't strive to be no one else. I know when I first got into the culinary game, I was wanting to do, okay, well, this chef right here, he does this. This chef right here does this. Okay, I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. And it was based on a competitive level of me wanting to be mentioned with them. I want to be up there with the top. I want to be, I'm competitive. I want to be labeled the best. I'm the best one to do this. And then I got to realize this isn't my cup of tea. I don't do this. This isn't what I do. And so I'm steady bumping my head trying to compete as opposed to just competing with myself. Okay. And then I realized, okay, how can you be better than you were yesterday? That's the goal. How can you be better than you were 5-10 minutes ago? And so that's when I became a better person within the culinary game, is whenever I started competing with myself daily, and just things like that. But the collaboration side of it, I think it kind of that was always my thing, and I noticed that through the competition side of it, I would share different people's posts, and I still do it. I'll share their posts, share their food. They may have an event at the same exact time as mine. They can be right next door to me, and I would still share it. Because it's a collaboration in that regard. Okay, I'm always looking. So I've been blessed to have, this is my second brick and mortar restaurant, and a lot of people, there's some people that having to use commercial kitchens, having to cook out of their homes, and different things like that. They don't have a place for their people to come and sit down, eat, fellowship, and enjoy the moment and the mood. Yeah. So I'm always reaching out to people, offering, hey, what you doing? Hey, let's do something together. Or, hey, you want to use my spot? I'm not going to be doing anything. So the collaboration, okay, now that I didn't know, you just learned something that you didn't know. And so the collaboration brought communion in a way, and so that's the big thing with me.
Yeah, that's very key, man. And we'll be remiss to not mention your backdrop. I mean, the taste of DNA Deli. Let's let the people know, because we're going to think that everybody know who you are and tasted your food, man. But quickly, man, let the people know who you are. I can't even say it better than you will be articulate.
The deli is located.
Let the people know. Let the people know.
It froze up.
Who you are. Who you are. Yeah. I'm sure we probably got some frozen connection. We'll work through it. But let the people know.
Okay.
Let the people know who you are. Let the people know who you are. Who you are.
I'm Chef Daniel Nellums, culinary trained through El Centro College, Dallas Community College here in the DFW. I graduated May of 2022. I have a deli here at 4100 Spring Valley Road, Suite 102, Farmers Branch, Texas, 75244 or whatnot. But there's the logo that Ken made for me. And let's see here. Other logo, it's kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure, Fred, if you're seeing,
but
if you're seeing.
So like I say, I have the Deli and Culinary Project on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, I'm not sure if let me